Jude Bellingham is joining Real Madrid. I love this player. Though I think he was a bit overpriced, to be honest with you. But this is the price in modern football now. I just don't think he's worth 100 million at this point. But he's 19, and he has shown a lot of promise. So even if it doesn't happen, even if it doesn't blow up or something, Madrid can always still sell him to an English club for not that much of a loss. Maybe when he's 23, 24. But hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully he's going to blossom and he's going to play for Madrid for the next foreseeable future, at least a decade. So picturing all this with Jude Bellingham, Fede Valverde, Aurelian Tchouameni, and Eduardo Camavinga. I mean, Madrid's midfield is set for the foreseeable future. I can't wait to see how these guys are going to perform next season, in before Carlo Ancelotti plays Kroos and Modric most of the season. I wouldn't be surprised by that. I would not be surprised by that. But that is a different topic for another day. But for now, this is celebration time. And this guy is a very good player. He's tall, 6'2", 6'3", skillful, has pace to him. He's not the fastest, but you don't really need that in the midfield that much. In terms of technique, he has the technique. I mean, the guy is almost perfect. And he has the look for merchandise. I mean, he's a very, good-looking guy. No homo. I'm really looking forward to this guy performing. My only issue right now is thinking about the future at the moment. And obviously, when you have a chance to sign a player like this, you do not waste any time. You don't try to think about the fit. In terms of the future, you have to try and sign him. However, looking at the future midfield, looking at all four of these guys don't really provide control in the midfield. I've watched a lot of Jude Bellingham. I didn't go and watch highlights like some people do. I've watched a lot of Jude Bellingham extensively. And he's more of like a Gerrard. What I would say, poor man's Gerrard, because I think a lot of people underrate Steven Gerrard at this point. A lot of people, I don't know whether people can remember how good this guy was. So I would put it a poor man's Steven Gerrard. It remains to be seen if he will actually be the real Steven Gerrard. So even if he was the real deal in terms of being Steven Gerrard in the future, he doesn't really have the control. He can't control the midfield the way Toni Kroos or even Luka Modric. Most especially Toni Kroos, the way Toni Kroos could control the midfield. Without you seeing him doing that, none of these guys have that skill. Camavinga has shown some flashes of it. Sometimes it looks like this guy could be the maestro that we need in the midfield, but it just doesn't have it. That thing, I just don't think he can teach it. It's something that you are born with. You have the special awareness to be able to control the midfield, give the right pass, that kind of a thing. That position of the likes of Xavi, the likes of Kroos, the likes of Xabi Alonso, the likes of Pirlo, those kind of that skill, you can't teach it. I just don't think he can teach it. None of these guys have it. Obviously, Tchouameni does not have it. So I think eventually the starting midfield will not be the way Madrid fans are looking at it. Obviously, and Valverde is far from it. He can't control the midfield whatsoever. He has the work rate and all that, but he can't actually distribute and control the midfield. You need control of the midfield. At least in the Champions League. Maybe in the league, it's not really necessary. But in the Champions League, when you are playing some of these other teams, you need to be able to control the midfield. So I think eventually this quote-unquote future midfield that Madrid fans are hoping for, where you have these four guys, rotating and all that, I don't think that will be the future. I think the starting lineup will probably consist of Bellingham. Most importantly, is going to be in the most forward position. And Tchouameni at the DM position, which some part of me still feels is not really a DM. He doesn't have that Casemiro or Makelele skill of sitting. He's still kind of a box-to-box, a bit. Kind of. I don't know whether you guys understand what I'm saying. So I don't really know whether it can actually be a long-term solution for that position. But Madrid had to sign him. He was available and Madrid had to sign him. I'm not saying we shouldn't have signed him, but I just feel like that's not his real position. I think he's more of the guy that plays off the main DM. So I think eventually Madrid in the future will have to sign a controller of the midfield. Someone that is a bit more skillful. Someone that is a bit more has better special awareness, like a Kroos or a Xavi in that midfield. So I think it's going to be Bellingham. Then you're going to have the new person I'm talking about. Because I think you need that person. Then you have like a Tchouameni in the DM. But I think you still need a real sitting DM as a backup, just in case you want to play some kind of defensive or controlling football. Not it could work in the league against teams that are packing the balls and all that. But I think at some point in the Champions League, we may need a real sitting DM in the future. So I don't think this quote unquote future Madrid midfield is going to be a reality. I just don't see it. I think in the future, Tchouaméni may not be able to meet up with the requirement of playing that sitting DM position where you are supposed to protect this defense, and none of Kamavinga or Valverde can actually play the controlling position. That's the controlling role in the midfield, like a Toni Kroos, for example, or even a Modric. Modric can do that, but more of a Kroos thing. I just don't think it's going to be able. None of those guys can do it. I just don't think so. So eventually, Madrid will have to sign, and they see time for that. At the end of the day, if you have 6 midfielders for 3 positions, it's not that bad. So if you have those 4 guys, then you add a sitting DM, and you add someone that can control the midfield. Even if the person is not a star, even if it's not a superstar or a big name signing or an expensive signing, just for rotation purposes, we shouldn't be signing those guys that are similar to those guys anymore. We should sign a real sitting DM and a guy that can control the midfield, even if he's not someone that is a big name signing. Someone like this guy this Viega guy, Celta Vigo guy that clubs are looking for. Obviously, he's expensive now. He's a star now, but I'm talking about someone that can be. You can even look for this kind of person in the academy. I'm sure the Madrid academy has a player like this. So this is great. I can't wait to see how Bellingham will perform. What do you guys think? If you're a Madrid fan, what do you guys think about this thing I'm saying? Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm just jumping the gun here? Let me know that in the comment. Have a good one.